Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and grown-ups. My name is Dennis, and today we're gonna look at Guild Wars 2 again. Hey guys, this is episode 3 of my new series on Guild Wars 2. I'm calling this one a Lion's Arch tour because we're, gonna explore as much of Lion's Arch as we can in this video. And the video is about half an hour long, so I'd say grab a beer, some chips, some other stuff to eat, and have a sit back and relax, because this is gonna be one hell of a thing. I'm gonna try to do this whole commentary in one cut, so let's see where this one goes. So we're just gonna have a look at the different aspects of Lion's Arch. I'm not gonna, I'll probably go in depth about some locations here and there, and I'm gonna review Lion's Arch itself a little bit. Give it like I wouldn't say a number or anything, but just look at the different aspects of it, like the different layers of people that are living here, and reflect back to like Guild Wars 1 and compare a couple of areas, and especially the underwater area in this part, which I'm gonna cover a little later. And we're just gonna have some fun for this half hour, guys. I'm having a coffee here, so if you hear me slurping something down my throat, then that's a bit of coffee, because I needed to keep me a little sharp during this commentary. Hey, last Guild Wars 2 video I did was on the Battle of Kilo PvP. It was pretty cool. And right now we're gonna check out Lion's Arch, and let's see if we can get all the way to the top of that tower, because in Guild Wars 1 you had towers as well, but you could never access one. There were a lot of cool buildings in Guild Wars 1, but yes. There was pretty much no access into those things. And we're just gonna see how that goes in Guild Wars 2. Now I can see this thing is open, so I'm gonna see if there's some stairs up there after I finish talking to this guy.
Stranger.
And let's see. There's the stairs. Awesome. So let's see how far we can take this thing up, and have a little dive in the water that is right beside us. As you can see, this isn't really that high, and there are no real stairs either anymore to go even further up. But I'd say we're pretty high enough. Well. Really? That was disappointing, but hey. Let's just go into the water here and see what's under there, because there are a couple surprises I have in store for you on this one. Now, on the top right you will see some footage of Guild Wars 1. And there's like this marking on the ground that was in Guild Wars 1 as well, so as you can see. The thing is still there in Guild Wars 2, but it's, deteriorated. It's 250 years old, and it looks like shit, if you ask me. And, we're just gonna, see if we can find any more of these awesome things here on the water. This is like a big fucking nostalgical thing. I actually was silent for like 10 whole minutes while I was underwater and was just listening to the old music and everything. I was just having a big nostalgic experience on the water here, and I loved it. Now, these are the Quaggan. They're like a very peaceful race. They got driven like out of their layers by, I think, Zaitan, the ancient dragon. That caused them to get into this particular part of the world and make a sanctuary here. And there are some of the houses of them around here somewhere, and I'm gonna take a look at them later. But we're just gonna reflect a little bit back to like Guild Wars 1. And see if we can find any more areas in the water here that look very much like Guild Wars 1. For like this fountain, for example, is one of the statues at the center of Lion's Arch, if you remember it. So we're gonna pop over to that footage. As you can see here, this is the same fountain as in Guild Wars 1 and 2. And it was just a nice thing seeing these old things again. I heard that Temple of the Ages is in Guild Wars 2 as well, but like pretty much sunken and destroyed. So if I get a chance to check out Temple of the Ages, I will do that in the next beta. I don't have any footage of it recorded at the moment. Sorry about that, but what can you do about it? So, where are we gonna go with this thing? I really wish there were a lot of more areas, or I hope there are a lot more areas like this in Guild Wars 2, where you can just have a big nostalgical moment. I was playing the Char in this one primarily because Ascalon. I pretty much grew up with the term Ascalon. In Guild Wars 1, you had like, the only race you had there were the humans. Yeah, they were at war with the Char, and you'd set foot into their land every now and then and have a little war. And there are a lot of stuff, especially the destroyed Ascalon. It's like, wow, it's just one big nostalgical ride that I took during the betas, and I really love that. And that's just what I wanted to, give you guys a glimpse of in this video. This is not Ascalon, of course, this is Lion's Arch. But yeah, the Sunken Lion's Arch part is beautiful. I hope there are a lot more underwater areas like this that like cover the old parts of like Guild Wars 1. That'd be awesome, but of course, new content is always more welcome, I guess, because it's a new game and we want to move on with this thing. This is also one of the longest videos I did in my entire life, guys. It's like, I'm pretty much doing this in one cut, and I've never done that before, so it takes up quite some, let's say, mental capacity to come up with new things to talk about for half an hour. So yeah. Now here we're at some waterfall, and I have pretty much no fucking idea, because this is actually the first time I've set foot into Lion's Arch. I'm just checking out the thing while I go. And I'm standing still every now and then, just checking out some areas and where I am at the map. It's, kind of what I wanted to show you guys as well now. As you can see, what you just saw up there was like, I think a big giant, thingy you could leap off. So we're gonna see if we can get into this tower here and have a nice little jump off the platform. You know, this guy's just sitting here, probably being exhausted for climbing the stairs. Bastard. And we're gonna see if we can jump off this thing. There's a guy in a swimsuit here. Oh, awesome. Great, ANET. Great, ArenaNet. Awesome. So, I'm grabbing a speed boost off this bitch here. So, let's see if we can get a nice little jump going here. This is a Sylvari, actually. The Sylvari are not yet implemented into the current beta. They're not playable. But I think a couple of days, ArenaNet announced that the Sylvari and the Asura will be playable in the last beta event in on June or July 20th. So I'll be checking those two races out, because I haven't seen their starter areas yet, and even the way they play and everything. So I'm really curious about that. And let's have a little jump here off this nice little ledge. Oh, this is gonna hurt in the morning. Almost feels like you dive deeper the higher you jump. Awesome. And there's a, I think there was a Nord in like a swimsuit as well there, but yeah, I must have missed that. And here we go. Gonna check out like the lower part of Lion's Arch, right on the beach. And we're gonna go into the city center and check out some of the stuff that's out there as well, while I talk about some of the things that I did on Guild Wars 1. Now guys, I have owned Guild Wars, and if I refer to Guild Wars, it'll be the original Guild Wars, the first one. Just to put that out there right now so we don't get confused over it. I've played it for over what is it, 6 or 7 years. I can't even keep track of it anymore. A lot of years anyway. I've pretty much completed everything there is to complete except for one quest that is still bugging me. It's believe it or not, the last Hierophant quest with what is it? That fucking stone summit at the end. I can't remember its name. I haven't played it for like months. But I've did every other aspect of the game, completed all the elite areas, all missions in normal and hard mode. I've explored every piece of the map that there is to explore. I've achieved a shitload of titles. I got like 20 maximum titles or something. I got many leather-bound books. If that rings a bell to you. It's like a rank 4 in the kind of a big deal title track, but yeah, I've completed Sorrow's Furnace, Underworld, Fissure of Woe, and a lot of other stuff. Now this is like the center square, I think, of Lion's Arch, and wow, this place is busy. As you can see, it really fucks with my frame rate. I'm getting like 8 frames per second at this point, and it was really heavy on my system. And yeah, this was like this big jar or something was like a thing or a well that you can combine items with and get like random rewards out of them. And when you put in certain items, you can get like yeah, some pretty epic stuff out of it. I haven't tried it out. I've tried to put in some mini pets that I had. As you can see, I've got the miniature polar bear. I don't know if that's worth anything in Guild Wars 2, but if it is, I'll probably be rid of it by the time this game will be out, since everything will be wiped after the beta. But yeah, so it's some kind of forge. You can forge items and weapons and armor and stuff in it. I have no idea how it works. I haven't really put too much thought into it. And there's some fireworks popping up here. It looks pretty cool. Better than in the original Guild Wars. In the original Guild Wars, they look like fucking little bees and flies that were just exploding or something. It looked a little silly, if you ask me. So we're gonna see if we can go up one of these high ramps or something a little bit to have a little bit of an overview. After we check out this part, the big lion statue of Lion's Arch, and where the fish are, yes, how do you say it? Spouting water out of their mouth. It looks very impressive. It's like every little square of this game is like a piece of art. It's very, very amazingly done. Thumbs up for that. This thing really looks impressive. And the way the water just jumps around the different fish is just, yeah, pretty funny to see. It's very nicely done. And each of the characters in themselves, they look like, yeah, pieces of art. I haven't seen like too many of the same characters, like the guards and stuff. They kind of look the same, but even there's like a big mixture of different, yeah, appearances. But from like the normal people that are walking around, I haven't seen like, oh yeah, that guy looks exactly the same like he. And yeah, that kind of was the whole deal with Guild Wars 1. A lot of people just looked the same, especially the NPCs, the guards, like in Lion's Arch, had like a male and a female, yeah, version of themselves, and that was about it. And at the start of Guild Wars, back in 2005, everyone pretty much looked the same. It was ridiculous. There were like 6 different armor sets and 5 elites. So yeah, everyone was pretty much looking the same, and they changed that later a little bit with the expansions and everything and the standalone campaigns. Got some mixture into it, and yeah, it's looking pretty impressive, this thing. I love how they have added these boats onto like this bridge here. It's like Lion's Arch was flooded like, what was it in the game, like 20 years ago or something, or even less. I can't remember. And it's like the boats just got stuck on this bridge, and they decided like, hey, well, since the boats are stuck here, let's make houses out of them or something like that. I don't know the exact details on the flood, because there's still gonna be a book released about it, Sea of Sorrows. I have no idea when that's coming out. I don't think there was any official announcement on it. I hope that it'll come out this year, because I'd really love to read some of the stuff, yeah, from like the flood that Zhaitan caused by surfacing. And yeah, this is like a very cool part as well. And you're just walking over this thing, and I took some coffee here, so excuse me if I was silent for a second there. I love how these rocks, they're like, are they floating, or they look like they float, but yeah, that could be me. Nah, they're attached to the ground. I'm sorry.
I can't move.
I love how yeah, really small they are at like the bottom, and the higher they go, the bigger they get. It's like yeah, like where did they get the balance from and everything? Looks pretty cool. Like I said, everything in this game looks like it's handmade, handcrafted. It's awesome. It's not like, hey, here's a texture for the ground and let's copy paste that everywhere. Of course they did that with like the planks and shit that you can see over here on this wooden thing, which is actually a bar. There's like a bar or a restaurant here at like the top of Lion's Arch. Awesome. And yeah, this part was a little funny. I accidentally yeah, Wanted to step on like the edge here and have a nice little better view, but then accidentally I slipped a little bit and caused myself to die. So I was asking around for like 5 minutes, hey, can someone res me? And people were looking for me like, hey, what happened, man? So yeah, I slipped. That's what I told them, and yeah, it was a funny moment. So we're just cutting back to like the forge here again at the center of Lion's Arch. And we're gonna check out some more stuff that's around here. Now there's my miniature polar bear, as you can see. Would be funny if that's worth for like fucking 1,000,000 ectos now or something, or whatever the currency is in Guild Wars 1. Or what it's worth in Guild Wars 1. Yeah, I've pretty much spent my entire school youth, so to speak, in Guild Wars. I had a lot of other, met a lot of cool people online. A lot of them from which I actually talk to still today. We've moved on to different games. We don't like play Guild Wars a lot anymore. The last time I played it was, I think, about 2 weeks ago with a friend. He was on and we were like, hey, let's go check out Guild Wars again, see if there's anything to do. So we ended up talking just in the game for like 2 hours or something, and then we went off. We didn't actually kill anything. But yeah, it's nice that you can form these contacts on these MMOs and just have pretty much friends for life. It's awesome. So here we gonna go check out this northern part. I think this is like an inaccessible area. Well, there's a portal up ahead, but I don't think you can enter through it. Oh, you can actually. But we're not gonna do that, so we're just gonna cut right back to like the different portals here. They can take you to the starter areas of the different races. Like each portal, like the Char portal, I think the one on the left is for the Black Citadel, and there's one for Holbrach for the Norn. One for Divinity's Reach for the human beings in this world, and they're like, there's one other for Radisson for the Asura, but that's not available yet, and one for the Grove for the Sylvari, but which is also inaccessible in this beta. But we're gonna check those one out on the next beta on July 20th. Probably release a video around a week after or something, just to see how that goes. And yeah, Guild Wars 2 is coming out on August 28th. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got a head start access of 3 days prior, so I can start playing August 25th, which is awesome. And this area looks pretty interesting. It's like they're constructing new Asura gates, so who knows if they'll finish these things like after the launch sometime. They can maybe take us somewhere new, somewhere unexplored. Maybe as soon as the game goes live that these things will actually be working. Like one of them could take us to the Crystal Desert or something and see what's up there, because yeah, Kralkatorrik, I don't know if you guys are into the lore of the game. I've pretty much followed the lore of Guild Wars for the past 5 years actively. I've read pretty much all the books, all the 2 books that are out there right now, and I've just pretty much read every quest log in the game as well. And yeah, I'm really interested in the lore on this one. See how the story is gonna develop around the ancient dragons, and yeah, see if we can take this Zhaitan bitch down in yeah, like a few days after launch or something. I wouldn't want to rush it, because I really want to enjoy the experience of Guild Wars 2. But yeah, getting to level 80 probably yeah, won't be done in a hurry. I'm wondering where Zhaitan is gonna be like, and yeah, like what level could you kill him? Zhaitan is like the main antagonist in Guild Wars 1. He's like the undead ancient dragon. He's yeah, pretty much caused Lion's Arch to flood, and the previous battle islands from Guild Wars 1. He was the one who set that chain of reaction off and caused some undead to awaken again. And this is like a very fucking annoying part where I could barely get to the other side here. I'm like, I think I'm a little too big to be going through that part there, but I managed. And here we're gonna check out some of the yeah, what would you call them? Farmlands, maybe. It's like yeah, stuff gets yeah, the farmlands are up ahead a little bit. There's like a little cafe or bar up ahead, or a hotel, or whatever. We're gonna check that out in a bit. There's like a
Keep your
MOA
blade
bird
sharp and
running
your powder
around.
dry.
This is like a guard. Hey, liner.
May the six
They're
watch
still called
over
line
you.
guards. Cool.
I serve Lion's Arch.
Hmm.
All things have a right
So
to
more
grow.
Sylvari. And this is like the house I think I was talking about. Oh, maybe not. Nope.
Wanna play?
And yeah. Guild Wars 2 people. Wow, I am so fucking excited. I cannot express this thing in words. I've been looking forward to this game ever since it was announced in 2007. So I've pretty much been sitting on my ass waiting for 5 years now. And yeah, my expectations of the game were at the start were like, I was a little hesitant, but like, why bring out a game already and or like an entire new Guild Wars? Why not continue like going down the path with the campaigns and stuff? Because I pretty much enjoyed it, but I could also see like from a technical point of view that after adding like 2 professions into the game at every expansion or campaign or whatever you want to call it, that you'd mess up the balance a lot, because there were 10 professions at like the like the end of the game, and I'm not gonna call them all from my head because then I'd have to think like fucking hard because I haven't played the game in months. But yeah, there were 10 professions, and it was hard for the developers to find like a balance in it. I think at the moment it is decently done, although some of the professions like the Paragons in Guild Wars 1 are pretty much not out there in the meta, at least as far as I know. This is like a very fun thing. It's like they have these crop fields, and they're watering them with like these sprinklers, like very ancient sprinklers, and like very fucking big ones too. They look really really cool. It's like I like it. It's pretty helpful that they've placed these waypoints all the way around the city, and especially at these lower parts too. It might be nice for guilds or groups of friends to like, hey, let's meet up at the part where all the friendly Grawl are, like I'm here at the moment, and have a beach party or something. I don't know. People used to do that in Guild Wars 1, I remember. So yeah, you could just meet at different waypoints and like not be if you have like a lower performance PC, maybe be annoyed with like the FPS and the frame drop of like all the crowded places in the game. Now this particular part, it was cracking me up. Do you see this thing, this ring here, where these 2 little giant things are sitting in? It's the ArenaNet logo. I had to look twice actually before I actually saw it. But yeah, this is the ArenaNet logo in 3D, guys. It cracked me up. I was like, wow, ArenaNet, you put that in there to I really like it. It's it's lovely, and it's funny that they can put something like that into it, of course. So, guys, I've been talking for like over 20 minutes now, and I'm getting a little tired. Still got a lot of other stuff to do, and I've started laughing here because I finally got the joke there. Trying to put my mini in here to maybe battle against these little whips, but nope, not gonna happen. They could use that area for like 9 rings or something, like in a festival, like they do on the like the boardwalk games in like Cantha, with the Cantha New Year and the Dragon Festival. That would be kind of funny to just use that particular area for that, and since it's close to a waypoint, it's not hard to get to. So now we're gonna go back to like the area we started and check out a couple other things over there, because we went to the left to like the west, I'm sorry, when we started here. And these are like the portals that you can go to access the Mists and the World versus World Battlegrounds, or Battlegrounds, I don't know what they're called. They're not particular battlegrounds because that would be too much of a WoW reference, but yeah, let's just keep WoW out of this because this is just 10 times better. I've played a lot of MMOs in my years, and I've got to say Guild Wars 2 is the freshest breath of air I have ever seen so far in my entire life when it comes to MMOs. especially the art design and everything. It looks unique. Every ship, pretty much every tree or every piece of grass in the game looks. Let's not talk about the grass. It still looks as ugly as in Guild Wars 1, but let's say every tree, pretty much every pixel looks, amazingly done. And everything has like a little vibe to it. This here looks like pretty much a little bit of a poor area. Like people are just sitting here like, we gotta kill time here and not get paid or something. It's like everything just has its own vibe. Here's like a little mine, I think. See if we can go down here. Yeah, this is like a mine or something. People are digging up artifacts and stuff, and it's like people are. The NPCs actually look like they're working. You can see people are digging into the ground, and there are pots and pans all over the place. Artificial digs.
Is the greatest treasure.
Yeah, I like it, people. I like it.
Everything in moderation.
And we're nearing the end of this one.
Knowledge is the
Wow,
greatest
but
treasure.
not yet. 4 minutes left, but gods. Talking for this long really gets you tired, and this is like, I don't know, it's like a memorial, and I stood at attention here to pay my respects to the dead. I think it's a monument to the recent flood in Lion's Arch. Must be like the people that died or something. It looks like a little bit like a lighthouse. Could be the place at the lighthouse of Guild Wars 1. I've no idea, but if you look into the distance, you can't really see a new one. So this might be the spot of the old lighthouse in Guild Wars 1. I don't know if you recall it from like the cutscenes when you'd first enter Tyria from a different continent, like Cantha or Alana. You'd see like a lighthouse and blah blah blah. And that could be it. And this is like a new harbor that they've Sanctum Harbor. Could be like a reference or a part of the old Sanctum K, like the mission area. Would be cool. But we're just gonna cut over to a little bit more underwater footage to pretty much conclude this one, guys. This is the part where those Quaggan live. I've showed you guys on the map a couple of seconds ago where it was, or I'll do that. Yeah, I did it a couple of seconds ago. And these are like the houses of these things, and they look, pretty funny. So let's see if we can get into one. I was trying to get into this plant, but that doesn't really work. So there are like little holes in there, and you can actually see them sitting there, and I was thinking like, hey, can I get into this thing? And it's like, really funny. They talk in like this very relaxed kind of way as well, that actually eases the mind a little bit, like Quaggan blah 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 blah. That's very nicely done. Guys,
Cool.
I'm
Quaggan
nearing the
hire
end of
more
this one.
harvesters?
I'm gonna cut over to a little last some footage at the fountain at the center of Lion's Arch. And I would like to thank you all for watching this tour of Lion's Arch, which has been a little look back at the stuff that I did in Guild Wars 1, the stuff that I'm looking forward to, some praises, and thanks for watching again, people. Look forward to episode 4 coming out soon with another PvP battle. Hey, take care, people.